Let's go to Michaela in Washington. What's up, Michaela?
Hi, Dr. John.
How are you doing?
You?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be talking with you today.
I'm glad to be talking with you. What's up?
Well, I'm calling to ask your advice.
Hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Can you talk directly into your phone?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm calling to ask your advice on how to stop yelling or raising my voice at my kids, and for tools on how to help my kids learn to listen to my voice when it's calm instead of them waiting until I've raised it.
Ooh, that's a good question. Why do you want to quit yelling?
Well, I was raised in a really wonderful home, but both of my parents would resort to yelling.
Okay, so let me reframe something.
Okay.
You were raised in an abusive household, and there were some really fun moments, and your parents did love you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yelling is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an unpopular sentiment, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So
Okay.
I want to reframe your childhood for you.
Okay.
What you experienced as a kid was you felt the responsibility of regulating your parents' emotional well-being. Because if you did a thing, they set off, right?
Yeah.
And so the abuse comes, the trauma comes from a child having to carry the parents' emotional well-being. And children are not that strong. They're not designed for that sort of weight.
Mm.
Right? And so that's what you've done your whole life. And then, like most of us, you parent the way you were parented, right? So tell me more.
Right, yeah. Well, I've listened to you for a couple of years now, and I've heard you just tell parents that you just stop. If you want to stop yelling, you just stop. and it's, at first I was like, oh, how do you even do that? And then I heard you one time compare it to, like, if you were to want to stop hitting somebody, you would just stop hitting. You wouldn't say, I'm trying to stop. And that was really impactful to me. Because
I don't even remember saying that, but that's pretty good. I like that.
Well, I just, it hit me because I was like, oh my goodness, I have no excuse. I just have to stop.
Yeah.
And so
all right, talking to your phone.
And yeah, sorry, I keep moving away. I've been working on it, and I feel like it's been really good lately. I don't know how to get my kids. My two oldest are pretty good about listening the first time, but the youngest are, it's harder for them. And I just don't want to have to resort to raising my voice.
Okay, so I'm going to comment on one thing you just said, and then we'll circle back. You never have to resort to raising your voice, ever, period. You never do. That's a choice. That is a nuclear option. It's a choice. I will put one caveat. My kid's running into the street, and they don't see a car coming, I'm going to scream my head off.
Mm-hmm.
If I walk up on a group of kids beating up one of my children, I'm going to get real, real, real loud. Okay. Little Timmy doesn't take the trash out, and I've told him 4 times, I'm not yelling. I'm not going to say, all right, that's enough adult. Now it's time for me to act like a child. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
So circling back. Here is, and I got this from James Clear. I think it's been a shapeshifter for me. So I want you to start with the identity in mind, not the tactics and the goals and the strategies. Okay?
Okay.
The identity is, I am a person who never yells. Period. That's just who I am. I don't yell. The same as I'm just a guy that doesn't get drunk. I don't even like feeling drink too. I don't like it. I don't feel good. I'm just that guy. I'm a guy that takes care of his body, so I like to exercise, right? Whatever the thing is. So you are, as of today, I'm a person who never yells. And so what I have to do now that I've established that identity is backfill that with actions that make that possible. Okay? I am a person who never lets my kids have control over my emotions. They're not strong enough to do that. I'm not going to give them that power because they're kids. They don't have permission to hurt my feelings or make me mad. I can choose, and this is the language I use in my house, I am choosing to be frustrated right now because I want my kids to never think that they have the strength or power to make me frustrated. I'm not going to give them that.
That's good. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to give that to my neighbors. I'm not going to give that to politicians. I'm going to choose, if you say something that's objectively offensive or ugly, or I think that's going to get the whole country killed or something, I will say, I'm choosing to be really pissed off right now. I'm choosing anger. But not because I'm choosing this, not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So decide you will never, never, never yell. And then create a lifestyle that backs up the identity. So here's how you do that. You find the moments when you're about to yell. And you're going to think it's about the issue, and it's usually not. Usually it's about a period of nobody's paying attention to me, my husband included.
Yeah.
Or I'm exhausted. Or I have a set of values, and y'all, it's not about, it's not that you're not taking your food off the table. That's not the issue. The issue is I've been working here on dinner for 4 hours. And then I made it, and then I cleaned it, and you don't even have the decency to walk that thing 9 feet to the sink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a level of injustice that rises up, and what happens is the kid who's 9 goes, "Good God, it's a plate in a sink, lady."
Yeah.
And then you feel crazy, and that makes you even more mad.
Yeah.
And so what we want to do is we want to identify the moments when I'm about to yell. And it's if I want to stop eating gummy candies, I want to stop smoking weed, I want to stop grabbing an extra drink. I'm going to look for those moments that push me over, and I'm going to be really, here's the magic, I'm going to be curious about it, not judgmental.
Okay.
Why is my body feeling like it has to get this loud over a knuckleheaded 9-year-old who didn't take the trash out? Why? And it might be because that's just your brain's defaults there, because that's how you were parented and that's how your parents were parented, and then here we are, right?
Yeah.
Get to the root of why you're angry or why you're hurting, why you feel like you have to be a volcano.
Yeah.
And all of that backs up identity. So here's how and I think I've talked about on the show, I'm not sure if I have. Here's the thread I pulled from me. On Sunday afternoons, I was unpleasant to be around. I wasn't mean. I was radioactive. I was just an energetic presence that just sent the messages to my family, y'all need to be away. I just felt annoying. And my wife brought that up because then my family would not want to be around me, and then I would overreact to try to get like, why don't y'all want to be around me? And then I started poking and messing with the kids, which made them not want to be around me more. And then I'd get grumpy, and then everybody. So I created a centrifuge that made it people unable to be around me, and then I got hurt that they weren't around me. And so my wife brought that up, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to be that guy. And so I started pulling the thread on why am I grumpy on Sundays? I like my work. I like going to work. I don't mind. I mean, I'm tired because I stay up too late on Saturdays when I'm watching the fights all the time or going to concerts or whatever. I don't like getting up at 7 o'clock to go to church, whatever, but I like going to church and I like seeing my friends there. And so I had these different, like I like exercise. So what was the thread? And when I pulled it back, you know where it started? Friday night.
Where?
I'd get home from work after a week of eating right and exercising and work. And then I would murder an entire large pizza myself. And I'd have 2 or 3 beers and I would be all bloaty and gassed out and all carved out of my mind. And that's not a beautiful picture, I know. And then I would sleep in an extra hour on Saturday instead of getting up, and then I wouldn't lift. And so I started a chain reaction on Friday that culminated in an exhausted, grumpy mutt on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
So, you know what really stinks? I had to quit eating pizza on Friday nights. And I had to commit to getting up early, no matter what, on Saturdays and going to exercise. And that has begun to shapeshift my Sunday afternoons. Okay?
Wow. Okay.
So, I tell you that, I was a journey of curiosity. Well, what about this? And well, what about that? And maybe it's because of right? But all of it was a backfill of I am a guy that my kids want to be around on Sundays.
Yeah.
I want to be a joy to be around. And
Yeah, me too.
everything works back, right? So can we commit? Will you commit together?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I will never yell. I will never give my kids the power to affect me emotionally like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to do that. I'm
No.
doing that.
No.
I'm going to do it.
There we go. I'm going to. Yes, you can.
Yeah. Well, and that helps having that, like you said, to pull that thread, because I think that's probably where most of it comes from, is my own frustrations with who knows what, but being out of touch with that, and something just sparks it, and
Can I tell you?
it's more like they're not listening.
A common one with young children
Right.
is a sense of powerlessness
Mm.
and a sense of, if they're not doing what I say, it is representative that I'm failing as a parent. And if you're a stay-at-home parent, that's my only job, and I'm failing at my job. They are my walking scorecard, and I'm failing.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly it.
I want to free you from that. That's not the case. 9-year-olds do 9-year-old stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? One thing, you've heard me say this a million times, I'll keep saying it. It would really be helpful if you created a set of family values. One of them is, I don't yell. You need to get in front of your kids and say, I've been handling this wrong, and I'm sorry, I'm going to make some changes in my life. And when I do yell, y'all call me out on it.
Yeah. That's good.
Sit down and tell them, listen, we're going to make a series of family values. I'm going to hang it on the wall. This is who we are. And listen, when they don't take the trash out, you call them in and say, it breaks my heart that you chose to fill in the blank consequence.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that you chose to not go fishing this weekend. I hate that because you love fishing. I love taking you fishing, and you chose not to by not doing that.
Yeah.
They own the choice. I don't have to yell. They're owning the consequence. But Mom, you chose that. That's a strange choice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fishing's way more fun than. I mean, it's 5 hours of fun versus 8 seconds of taking the trash out, but that's what you chose. It's strange, but you see what I'm saying? I'm holding that so loosely. Yeah. There's no reason to yell. None.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. The choosing thing I've been using on my 5-year-old. I heard you mention that before, and I've been like, when she's having those hard days, I'm like, you're choosing this consequence right now because you're not. I've been using those words, but I don't use them on myself. And
there we go. So let me hold the mirror up. You are choosing to yell.
Yeah.
Don't make that choice. You're choosing to do things upstream or experience things upstream, or to not have hard conversations with your husband or your extended family or whatever these challenges are coming up river. You're choosing to not, and you're taking it out on your kids at the bottom of the creek. Mm-hmm. And so hear me say this as sternly as I can. Yelling is trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Okay?
Yeah.
I believe that you're committed to not.
I am.
Cool.
Yes, because I know what it's. Yes, absolutely.
Take back control of the emotional regulation and make that an adult thing, not a kid thing. Cool?
Okay, cool.
Hey,
sounds good.
You're 8. Here's what you're doing. I don't want you to miss this. You are changing your family tree. Mm. You are healing family trauma and creating a new family legacy. This is hard. You'll stumble at it. You'll mess up, and you're going to come away with scars. And it's exhausting, and it's frustrating, and it's worth every minute. Because you're going to have grandkids that you have not met yet. They're going to have parents that handle their idiotic 8-year-oldness differently because of the work you did.
That's good. Yep.
You're changing family trees, and I'm proud of you, and it's hard, and you can do it.